this book really pulls off like a very delicate calibration, which I think we saw in the reading. It's like, we didn't see this part of it in particular, but it's sort of part like police procedural, part lyric memoir, part biography, told in a collage form, jumps back and forth in time, often multiple time periods within the same, same section. And it's also a book in a way in which we sort of know the ending from the beginning, and yet there's suspense throughout the entire book. And so you've done something really, I think, remarkable, and as being able to put all of those elements together in a kind of form that it's also interspersed with with Atlantis's own voice in this interview, that in these kind of interstitial chapters. So she's kind of going along with you on this. And I just wanted to point out just what a really smart kind of narrative strategy you had for this book, in the sense that it was able to contain all these different types of writing and types of, like, contain all these multitudes. That was the perfect way of kind of communicating how pervasive this obsession, if I'm just calling it an obsession, I don't know if you agree with it, what obsession was in your life.
Thank you for saying those things. So it was important to me first I'll say, when someone is gone from your life and you have these bits of ephemera that you discover, I mean, I think a lot of us, in fact, have these, a box of journals, or, we find what my agent and I were calling ghost tracks. So little breadcrumbs that people have left, things you didn't know. And it became important to me. I had so much of my sister's voice. I had her songs. I had attended countless shows of hers in New York and also in California, in San Francisco. And I didn't want to change her words. I did give myself the freedom to imagine scenes, right, and to recreate from memory, such as what I read this evening. And so in I guess, as succinctly as I can, I had what I was calling ghost tracks, and they were the italicized passages. And in the book, Tin House did a very elegant job having black pages, which it could have gone either way, and I think it turned out beautiful. I mean, my jaw dropped when the book, showed up. But that's also just to indicate this is a dead person speaking, right? This is someone, and it was very important to keep, not to change those words. So the other thing, I think, technique-wise, I would say, I went ahead after I had the whole draft. What I imagined was complete. Then I organized it. Chronological order doesn't really make any sense, and it's imaginary, right, as a concept. But I put all of my mother stuff in with my mother and parents. It was, not the way I was going to tell it, knowing that. And then I was able, with the help, of course, of my editor and writer friends, of course, to place a separate narrative, right? So you can read just my sister's narrative on its own. And when that was falling into place, I mean, it was more ambitious than I even thought I could be. I'm glad it worked for you as a reader.